Last time we discussed health fitness, which I like to think of as the bare minimum required for an average person to be considered physically fit. This type of fitness really does contribute to your overall health, and it helps keep certain chronic conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, anxiety, depression, and more away. I'm a big believer that you should at least put some effort into health fitness, and that's why I decided to teach physical education in the first place. However, in case you don't know me, I really don't feel that any of us should be satisfied with the bare minimum. Today we're going to discuss something called sports fitness. In the last video, I mentioned that this type of fitness applies to athletes, but I'm going to make an argument that having a high amount in the varying types of sports fitness is very helpful to non-athletes as well. Here we go. The components or parts of sports fitness are power, coordination, agility, balance, reaction time, and speed. Since I know that you're tired of seeing my face all the time, I've brought in Lucien from Alpha Centauri to help define them. He's the 23-time transgalactic champion of FISDAR. Take it away, Lucien.
Greetings, Earthers. We'll start with power. Power is the ability to exert a maximal force in as short a time as possible. This is similar to, and a lot like, muscular strength. But the subtle difference here is that part where it says, as short a time as possible. Think of a punch. If someone who was really strong punched you very slowly, the punch wouldn't have a lot of power, right? This is why certain athletes can do skills powerfully despite not having a lot of muscular strength. Speed is relative to power, and skill also allows you to use that power efficiently.
So, it's obvious how power is important for an athlete, but what about a non-athlete? You might not use power on a daily basis, but it might become necessary in an emergency situation. A simple example would be if you needed it for self-defense. In another example, you might need to push a jammed or blocked door open in case of fire.
Next, let's consider coordination. Coordination is the ability to move two or more body parts under control, smoothly, and efficiently. Think about hitting a baseball with a bat. This is arguably one of the hardest physical skills on your planet. You need to use your hands, arms, waist, and even legs when you swing. Each part needs to work together, or the skill can't be done properly. Coordination is important for almost every sport you could imagine.
What about non-athletes, though? Did you ever hit someone by accident? Have you ever reached for a cup and knocked it over instead? Have you ever stubbed your toe on a table? Worse yet, imagine if you're driving and you try to hit the brake and you miss. Yeah, see what I mean? Coordination makes everyday life easier, and it might just save someone's life one day.
Now, we'll discuss reaction time. Reaction time is the ability to respond quickly to a stimulus. You might want to think of this as reflexes. A simple example is when people are lining up for a race and waiting for someone to say, "Go." Boxers use reaction time to see when punches are being thrown at them. A defender in basketball uses it to recognize when they are being faked out with a crossover.
How is this useful for everyday people, though? Imagine that you're crossing the street and you have the green light, but a driver didn't see the red light, didn't see you, and is moving through the intersection. If your reaction time is good, you will realize that you're going to get hit and you'll have a chance to get out of the way. Okay, we've gone through half of the components of sports fitness so far. I like to keep these videos short, so we'll be back tomorrow with the last 3 definitions. I just want to take this time to remind you of something. These videos aren't magic. You have to exercise on your own. That's when the magic happens. I hope that learning about fitness motivates you and that this helps you to make good choices when it comes to exercise. But you have to actually get up and do something. It's just like studying math or English. You should be using your math skills in everyday life to do things like calculating a budget or to save for something expensive. Likewise, you should be using what you've learned in English classes to actually makes sense when you write to someone. After we cover the definitions of fitness, I'm going to spend a few videos on introducing you to exercise routines and how to record and modify your work. That's all for now. Bye. Oh, relax. That's how his kind says bye. Free your mind.